Thank
You
you,
know what I
Anchor.
realized a few days ago is
Okay, go ahead.
that's the intro to John Boy Media's podcast. I just now realized that.
That song?
Yeah, that's the intro to John Boy Media.
Is it
I think.
actually?
I'm like 90% sure. With Trevor Plouffe.
Wait, actually?
And yeah,
I'm gonna
dead
fact check
serious.
you. I'm gonna fact check you on this.
All right. Fair enough.
But I'm not gonna play.
I'm not like I said. I'm 90% sure. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
I'm gonna
remember
fact check you on this.
I remember watching a podcast a few days ago, or like I've watched two podcasts over like the last few days that's the intro.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. I'm not gonna play it on air because I'm not gonna play another podcast on our podcast because that's bad for our podcast. So, I'll pause the recording, but let me see if this is right. Okay, we're back. Luke's an idiot.
You had to figure that out real quick.
Luke's an idiot, so
I am an idiot. I thought it was, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever.
in fact, it wasn't even close. But
it was pretty similar.
Oh, I mean, I found that one. I don't even know how I found that one, but I just found an album that. Oh, never mind. We don't want to bore everyone. No one cares.
It's a Braves.
It sounds
podcast.
good.
We don't want to bore you with our off the podcast issues.
I mean that it's like some like unknown music guy. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about it. Like, I mean, we could talk about music. We talked about it with Jordan Rager, talked about country music, Jason Aldean, and stuff like that with him. But that's about the extent of our music topics so far on this podcast. So,
yeah.
Anyways, we'll start off with where we left off last episode, which was on May 11th, the night I went to the Braves game. And I feel like we haven't even won a game since then, but we have somehow.
We've won two. We actually had a good series against the Brewers, but other than that, sandwich in between that has been just bad. Bad baseball.
Yeah. So we'll just go over some of these transactions and whatnot. So where we left off, I believe we talked about Tanner Roark last episode. Did we just talk about Bryce Wilson last episode? I don't know.
We did.
I think we did. But we also claimed right-hand pitcher Jay Flaw. It's Flaa. I looked on Baseball Reference, and apparently it is Flaw. That's how it's pronounced. Don't know too much about him, but
pulling up his stats, he obviously came from the Orioles. He pitched an inning and a third, and gave up no runs.
Out of North Dakota State.
1.5 whip. He had a strikeout, so he didn't give up a run, which is better than any of the Braves bullpen pitchers as of right now. So
yeah,
he's got that going for him.
I mean, he's out of North Dakota State. I'm looking at his college stats. They don't look too impressive. A 4.71 ERA the first year, 6.58 second year, and then a 4.04 the third year. So not too impressive in college. This is
he got drafted in the 6th round.
Apparently,
in 2015. So he must have had some kind of stuff. Haven't seen him. I've never heard of him. Never seen him. So
yeah,
can't say much about him.
Down in Gwinnett, he's appeared in 2 games, an inning and 2/3. Hasn't given up a run. So has walked 2 and given up 2 hits. So his whip is currently 2.4. So that's not great, but
we got another Luke Jackson on our hands. Hey, listen, at this point, if you're not giving up runs, that's all I care about. If you load the bases every time, but you don't give up a run, you might boost my blood pressure a little bit, but I take that over Will Smith giving up a home run.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll get to bullpen struggles are absolutely ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
It looks like Jay Flaw has, for his entire minor league career, he's only made 3 starts. So he's going to be a reliever. His stuff is not going to blow you away. I don't think, because his minor league stats really aren't that impressive to me. I don't really know what the Orioles or the Braves were saying of this guy, but I don't know. He's 29 years old, made his major league debut earlier this year. appeared in the one game. Of course, you said inning in the third, no runs. He didn't give up a hit. Did walk 2. He struck out 1, but overall, I'm looking at stats throughout the minor leagues. His career in the minors, a 4.09 ERA with a 1.244 WHIP. Not necessarily great, but I mean, 29 years old. He's a little old. So, how do you feel about it, Luke? How do you feel about Jay Flaw?
At this point, anybody that can help the team or help the bullpen, I should say, is a plus. If he can come in and, not give up any runs, if he even gets a chance, we don't know. Obviously, he's only pitched an inning and 2/3 in the minors, so who knows? Obviously, we know Shane Green's probably going to be up here in a few, you would hope, here soon. So we'll have to get that situated. Obviously, the situation with Jacob Webb and all this other stuff has been rough. So the bullpen has gone through it, to say the least, the last, basically just the entire year. Not really the last few weeks. It's been the entire year. It's just been not good.
It's been pretty rough going for the bullpen so far this year, and I think that's kind of an understatement. But I mean, we have a few bright spots. We talked about it last episode. Tyler Matzek's been great. Sean Newcomb started out really well. He hasn't really been necessarily great since he came back from the IL. AJ Minter's been very inconsistent, to say the least. He's had some good stretches. He's had some bad stretches. Grant Dayton's been pretty good. He's back from the IL. He was actually placed on the IL the day after, on May the 12th, and he was just activated just earlier today. So good to have Grant Dayton back, another left-handed guy, but hopefully Shane Green is getting close.
One of the guys that we are glad is back and has pitched very well since he's been back is Chris Martin. Obviously, he hasn't pitched in the last few days, but I think he's had 2 appearances so far, both scoreless appearances. So good to have Chris back. He's probably one of the few guys that I've been pleased with over the last few. I mean, this entire year, obviously, he got hurt.
And last year.
He is our most reliable reliever, I think. I would like to see him maybe get a chance to close games or just be that 9th inning guy over Will Smith, who after signing that 3-year, $48 million contract, has not lived up. He's had his good stretches. He technically has not blown a save yet, but he has come in games that have tied and given up the lead. So it doesn't look as bad on the save opportunities, but his ERA, I believe, is close to a 5. So not what you want from your closer.
Yeah, Snicker's bullpen decisions are very questionable, in my opinion. This year has been absolutely terrible in terms of the bullpen management. I wouldn't say that Snicker is a bad manager because of it, but I think that given what he's had this year, the guys that we have up, like AJ Minter, I mean, AJ Minter was Snicker's guy last year, and I think it's fair to say, I mean, even though he's had some rough patches, I think that a couple days ago, I saw that he had pitched in 20 of our 39 games. And you go back to last year, and he pitched a lot as well, and he was lights out all year. I think he had an ERA under 1, I believe. I mean, he was dominant. And obviously he's fallen off a little bit. We can't expect him to duplicate it, but he hasn't been anywhere remotely close to how he was last year. So I would like to see
guys. I mean, you see the 7th, 8th, 9th inning guys like, I mean, Luke Jackson. I know we've kind of bashed him in the past, but he has been outstanding this year. I mean, I think Tyler Matzek when he came on the podcast, he said Luke Jackson's going to have a great year, and so far that word to stay true. And then speaking of Tyler Matzek, him, and then obviously Chris Martin, those have been our 3 most reliable relievers: Luke Jackson, Chris Martin, and Tyler Matzek. And we have not gone to those guys in those. I think we've used majority of Matzek and Jackson in the 7th, 6th, 7th inning area in games that are like we either have usually, like a 3-run lead or we're losing. So like sometimes it's like I love Brian Snitker. I've always I don't think it's right now it's not worth firing over yet because we're so early in the season, and obviously this bullpen is not the same as it was last year. You don't have Mark Melanson for reasons of DFA Liberty Media, by the way.
DFA Liberty Media.
I had to throw that in there.
Thank you.
And then
Every
obviously
episode.
Shane Green. Yes. But obviously Shane Green hasn't been up either. So having that back end is not been particularly great.
And speaking of Shane Green, this was immaculate timing. Mark Bowman literally just now sent out a tweet. I literally just got the notification. Snicker just said Shane Green he has not pitched in a single game for Gwinnett so far this year, but he should begin pitching for Gwinnett sometime next week. I don't know why he's not pitching yet. I don't know what the story behind that is, but he hasn't thrown a single pitch yet. And we need to expect him to make at least 5 to 6 appearances before being deemed ready to join the Atlanta bullpen.
So basically what you're saying is we're probably not going to see him for like another 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks, probably. That's not good. We need him now. We need him now. Yikes. I don't know why I don't know why he hasn't pitched yet.
Any chance Johan Camargo can pitch?
Charlie
He's got a rocket for an arm. Any chance he can throw 95 with some movement?
Maybe we can go out and get Williams Astudillo. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a little while too. That's a situation.
I have a situation. That situation. My roommate and best friend is a White Sox fan. Let's just say he's not the biggest.
Thanks for calling me your best friend, my guy. Wow.
Oh, for real? You are my best friend, but I have multiple. But he's not very happy with Tony La Russa. I don't think anybody is. The old boomer. To say the least.
That's gonna be a fun topic.
That'll be a fun topic.
But I don't know what's going on there with Shane Green not pitching at all yet. So I guess I don't know the answer to that. I guess I don't know what else to say. I don't know what it is, and he won't pitch until next week. I don't get that at all. So where is he? I don't even know. Is he even with the Gwinnett squad? I don't know. But we literally signed him on, when was it? May the 9th. It's been a week and a half.
Yeah.
And now he won't be pitching for another week. What's going on? I don't know.
I mean, I saw something that, when he was still free agent, he had been throwing. So it makes me, I wouldn't think you would have thought he would have been ready to go,
Yeah.
In 5 or 6 appearances, we had Tyler Matzik on. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. I believe that was episode
15.
Mm-hmm. And he said usually it takes only a reliever's about 2 or 3 appearances to get ready to go. So interesting that he's gonna need 5 or 6. I'm not really sure why. But hopefully we can sustain it. I think, it has not been in the best start to the year, obviously 4 games under 500 right now, but we have the Pirates coming into town. Hopefully we can get back on the right track here eventually. You got to believe this team by the All-Star break is going to be there. It's just been rough, and I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, so back to these transactions. Of course, we said that Grant Dayton was activated from the IL today. He was originally placed on the IL on the 12th, retroactive to May 9th. So we got him back today. He had left thigh inflammation. So he's back now. We also activated Chris Martin that same day from the IL. So that was good. We optioned Bryce Wilson back, which just a little spot start. So he's got options. That's fine. We also recalled Sean Newcomb from Gwinnett. So how's Newcomb been looking?
In AAA?
No, since he's come back.
Oh, he is.
Because we recalled him. We didn't send him down.
It is not. He pitched. Obviously, he came in for Webb on Tuesday.
After, yeah, we'll talk about that too.
After the
what happened there.
incident, and hang on, let me pull it up here. I think he gave a run. He went an inning and a third, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk. So not one
He
of
hasn't
his
been
best outings. He hasn't been the same Sean
great.
Newcomb since he went on the COVID or whatever his situation was. We said it was said that was COVID related. He has not been the same guy since coming back from that. It's been kind of disappointing. Yep. Obviously, not having the best bullpen is up to this point, and not having that lift from a guy like Sean Newcomb kind of stinks. And it really necessarily hasn't been not being the ability to throw strikes. He's just been getting hit around, it seems like, recently.
Which is, I think Chip Carey has said, we'd rather see our relievers give up hits than walks. You got to make them earn it. So
that's very
which
true.
Is very true.
That is very true. I would much rather see a guy hit a 700-foot home run than you walk him.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, obviously there has that, people are like, but a walk isn't a run, but walks lead to the worst possible thing.
Yeah. If you fall behind the count, your confidence is shot. And like we saw it with Jesse Biddle a couple days ago, and we'll talk about that in a bit. He threw 13 balls in a row against the Brewers on Sunday.
Oh my gosh,
it was brutal.
That basically, we came back in that game. That basically lost us the game.
Yeah,
we could have won that game if it weren't for
Biddle
that.
Looked terrible. And listen, I love it when the Braves reunite with guys. I think that it's awesome to see, like our players that like we have seen in the past. I love when they come back and everything, but Biddle just did not work out at all. And
no, he maybe had like one good appearance, and that was like
that was the game I went to.
That was the game you went to, and he comes in like garbage time. And
was that the game I went to? I don't remember. Someone didn't do very well, but let me find out real quick. But you can keep going.
But where were we? We were talking about, where are we on the 14th now? Talking about Christian Pache getting placed on the IL.
Oh, okay. So the game I went to, Biddle, yes, it was. That was a game that Biddle did well. Inning, gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, struck out 2. But Minter didn't retire any of the 4 batters he faced. It was
I remember we were texting about that when you were there. That was
yeah, and follow us on Instagram because I posted on a story there as it happened. And when you're actually there,
we very much let out our frustration via typing.
I mean, like when I'm actually like spending money on tickets and I'm going to games and stuff, I don't want to see our bullpen implode. Like, I mean, you don't want to see that anyways, but it's even worse when you're actually there.
Yeah, and it was.
But I don't know. I was in a great section, by the way. Like, there was this kid probably like 3 rows behind me. Like, I was like on the far right almost, and this kid was on the far left. Probably like first, second grade, just absolutely like screaming, "Strike him out!" Like, I mean, like his voice sounded like that by the end. I want to know what his voice sounded like when his teacher called on him the next day. I mean, he probably didn't have his vocal cords had to be shot at that point. But like he got our entire section going. So respect to that kid. Yeah, I don't.
That's one of the things you missed. That we missed. I haven't had the chance to go out to a game yet. I think I'm gonna hopefully get tickets here soon.
Yeah, save up your money for tickets because you don't want to watch this team right now.
No, I'm planning on going in. I'm planning on going in mid-June. So hopefully that's about 3 weeks from now. So hopefully, whatever this, I don't know what the word to use is. Whatever this horrible baseball team that's coming out to the field every day, whatever this is, hopefully that goes away by I plan on going to the Cardinals series. So that was the last time I was at a Braves game was the Cardinals game. So, but yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
to talk about that.
Well, I mean, the last game that I had been to was game 1 of the NLDS. You went to 4 games after game 1. We won't even say it, but but the last regular season game I'd actually been to before Tuesday last week, I believe it was Fenway Park in 2019. I took a trip up there and it was fantastic. It was great. Got a game used baseball. It was a Mike Zunino foul ball.
Hey, there you go.
It was off the screen, and then the ball boy tossed it up.
Hey,
So
I'm gonna need to go catch a Gwinnett Stripers game though for sure. 9-4 to start the year, and
9-4.
You know a guy, right now that we both want to see.
No, there are 3 guys. Okay, there are 3 guys.
Yeah,
Sarah.
well, there are some
well,
guys. Number one guy I'm thinking of, Orlando Arcia, who I think how bad Dansby is struggling. I saw a tweet. I think it was from I want to say Dave O'Brien yesterday. In 154 at bats, Dansby Swanson has struck out 54 times. That's a strikeout every 3 at bats or something like that.
It's more than a third.
It's like a little
And
so
his defense up in Milwaukee wasn't good either. So
yeah, he did have
he's back. He's back a little bit.
He did have some good plays so far in this Mets series, but man, oh man, he has just been. I mean, I hate to say it because I love Dansby, but with this free agent market in 2021 with guys like Story, Baez, Seager, who I think Seager will probably get extended, but other guys like I don't even know who else.
There's a lot. I don't know.
There's a lot.
Exactly.
Well, I guess Lindor was one of them. Obviously not now. But the free agent class at shortstop this year is just awesome. So I think you want to. I mean, you would like to think we can get a maybe run at Trevor Story.
It's either going to take a massive haul or Liberty Media sells the team because no way Liberty Media's
Liberty Media is not putting money into. But you know, I would like to see Orlando Arcia get a chance. I didn't really want to see Dansby in the lineup today. They did move him down. They moved Austin to the 5-hole today.
Yeah.
But
the fact that so this is one of the things that's really holding down the Braves offense right now. I mean, we've been seeing some of these batting averages and on base percentages climb a little bit recently. We've had a few games here and there that have been really good. We haven't been walking nearly as much as we had early in the season. We used to be walking like 6 to 8 times a game at one point, but now we're walking maybe like 1 to 3 times a game, if that.
There's probably 2 guys right now at the plate that are. Well, I say there's 2. There's one guy at the plate right now that's scorching hot, and that's Austin Riley.
Ooh.
Freddie's been, he hasn't been bad. He's been hitting a home run every now and then. His OPS is 830, but his average is still 220. He's just not looked like the same Freddie Freeman at all this year. And Marcell in that 3-hole has just been. He had an RBI hit yesterday, broken bat single to tie the game. But I mean, I think it's time. I want to see Austin Riley move to that 3-hole and give Marcell. I want to see Acuna, Freeman, Riley. I want to see Marcell move down in the lineup. Maybe that'll get him going. And then Dansby, I don't even know. I think Dansby either needs to move to the 8-hole or just give somebody else a chance. I mean, I would take a guy average defense, and Dansby's been really good defensively, but Orlando Arcia is very good defensively as well, and he is mashing. I believe he has 7 home runs so far.
I think he's leading he's leading AAA in home runs, and
7 home runs in about 13 games. Something like that. He's basically getting a homer every 2 games, which is awesome.
That's bonkers.
So that is crazy. I believe I saw something. It was like he's got the most home runs in the shortest amount of time for a Braves Gwinnett Braves player since Austin Riley.
Gwinnett Stripers player.
Stripers, Braves, whatever. They're always the Braves to me. Yeah, I would like to see him get a chance. Obviously, Dansby hitting 201 with 615 OPS, so he has not been, and then 3 strikeouts yesterday as well. So,
and I think having him in the middle of the order is absolutely killing the Braves. right now.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think there's any doubting that. I think that without a doubt, Dansby needs to, be hitting like 7th or 8th in the lineup at this point.
I think at this point, the perfect lineup would be Ronald, Freddie, Riley, Albies, or Ozuna, maybe Contreras, and then Swanson, and then Heredia or whoever plays center field that day. I mean, I don't know.
I'm kind of thinking move Freeman back to the 3-hole. I know that for some reason Snicker absolutely loves playing him in the 2-hole, but I would like to see, like, we've had a couple guys like Guillermo Heredia. I mean, it depends on who's playing in center field. I'd rather see like Guillermo Heredia or Ender Inciarte in that 2-hole, because both of them are getting on base a lot.
Right now, I think sorry, go ahead.
If we have like Ari Idrianza in the lineup, I think he should definitely be hitting second in the lineup as well. I think having like at least someone between Acuna and Freddie. I don't like Acuna and Freddie.
I love having Ozzy in the 2-hole. That is my favorite thing, having Ozzy in the 2-hole. When Ozzy, Ronald, and Freddie are going, that top 3 is probably one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. But right now, I mean,
I think Ronald's... I heard that when Ozzy's in the 2-hole, I think he's like, it's bad. I think he's sitting at 120. I don't know if that's just this year or his career or what.
That's the guy that you would like to put in the 2-hole. Obviously, he struggled there. He's been. I mean, as of this series so far against the Mets, he hasn't been particularly good. But before that, he was tearing the cover off the ball in Milwaukee, and
he got robbed twice.
He got robbed twice by Jackie Bradley Jr. and then
Lorenzo
last night.
Wait, never mind. Wait, did he get robbed by Lorenzo Cain, or was that?
No, it was.
Never mind. It was
Jackie Bradley was playing center in the first game, and then Bradley, and then he got robbed of another probably triple but last night by Khalil Lee. So Ozzy's hitting it some tough luck. He's hitting the ball really well. I like him in that 4-hole right now with his ability to drive the baseball,
and with Darno out as well.
Yeah, and a guy that I don't think we've talked about. I mean, obviously we've talked about him a few times, but William Contreras has been outstanding.
William Contreras is really impressive.
Yes.
Obviously, he's in that starting job right now when Darno went down. Obviously, a lot better than Alex Jackson, because that's not very hard. But he's been kind of in and out with Jeff Mathis. But we'll talk about more on him in a bit. And another two catchers actually that we've gotten recently. That could also be filling in, backing up Contreras right now. So
yeah, I think right now the way Contreras is playing, I think he's solidified, or not solidified yet, but I think if he's playing like this, we have our starting catcher for many years to come. And I think this is a guy that we both thought was going to be the catcher for many years to come. It was just a matter of when he was going to be up and when he was going to. This guy's got his brother, Wilson. So we know the guy's going to be able to hit, and his defense, he hasn't been.
No, he's been bad.
He's had his moments that he hasn't been good, but I think he's those working with guys like Tyler Flowers, who's going to be a coach in the organization, I believe. Obviously, Tyler's probably not the best person to be working on blocking with, but framing for sure. And hopefully that can be figured out. And I think it's a very teachable thing. I think he has the intangibles to figure that out. So
yeah, Tyler Flowers, the thing is with him, he retired, by the way. I don't think it's in the transaction log, but Tyler Flowers was signed to a minor league deal, but he did announce his retirement after having some back issues. So Tyler Flowers is officially retired now, and he's going to be helping out with planning for games and stuff like that. So he's going to be back as in kind of a coaching role. So good to have Tyler Flowers back, but obviously defensively he was not very good. But framing, I know kind of like fielding and framing are kind of correlated, but like in every defensive stat except for framing, Tyler Flowers was bad. He was really bad. So
yeah,
I think that definitely he can work with Contreras on framing. He hasn't really been bad at framing, but he's getting, he's not really throwing out any base runners. He's not blocking balls in the dirt very well. He's on the Frank Gore absolutely can't stand it, but he's on his knees when he's catching, and it's just like, not very athletic position. So who knows?
Yeah.
Frank Gore is not really a catcher, so I don't know how credible he is with that, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So we're kind of getting a little behind with the transactions, but Christian Pache is on the IL now. He was placed there on May 14th with right hamstring inflammation. Obviously, I hate to say it, but I think Christian Pache, like Dansby Swanson, was hurting the team. Dansby Swanson still is, but with Pache's on the shelf, I think he was still hurting the team. Defensively, he was great. He made an error up in Washington that cost Wasker a shutout bid. We'll talk more about in a bit too. Oh goodness. But I think the big thing with Christian Pache was his bat was absolutely brutal. He was hitting like 100 with a 300 OPS. That's just not going to cut it.
I mean, you have to think this guy hasn't had AAA at bats or minor league at bats since 2019. He's facing all these guys. I think it's time to get him back down at AAA, work on stuff, and then maybe he gets a second chance up at the show, maybe next year or sometime next year or whenever it is. I think Guillermo Heredia obviously coming back off the IL, which is in the transaction log that he came back. I believe that was the 17th.
Something around that.
Somewhere around there. And then obviously Ender Inciarte. I like that is one move I have liked that Brian Sigler has done, platooning Ender and Guillermo Heredia, with what obviously Ender getting older now, and he's had hamstring issues. Getting him off his feet every day is a good thing. Getting him in, his defense. We saw in Milwaukee, and even his bat has been. I mean, he's hitting I think like 292. So he's
been one of our best hitters. And
he has been very good. You can't say. I mean, Lonnie. Shout out to Lonnie. But you were wrong on this one. Ender has been outstanding. Obviously, he went to the
paternity list
because he's going to be a dad. So we'll see when he comes back.
So congratulations, Ender, on your
congrats to Ender Inciarte on.
I haven't seen anything on his Instagram. I don't know if it's boy, girl. I don't know whose baby. I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. Well, yeah, but I mean, but like, I don't know. I'm not going to, let's not talk about that, but
sorry. But
Ender Inciarte, hopefully everything went well or is going to go well. I don't know. I mean, we don't know much about Ender Inciarte's personal life because he doesn't really post much about it on Instagram. So that's where I follow him at least. But anyways, Ender Inciarte was absolutely. I mean, he doesn't really like hit the ball hard, but he just slaps base hits, left field and occasionally pulls one in the right, but he hits the ball all fields, not really for much power, obviously. I mean, he never really has been, but never has been like a power hitter, but he was getting base hits.
Don't sleep on Ender's power. He had the first ever home run at Truist Park.
SunTrust
Park back then.
Who hit the first home run at Truist Park? It would have been the first one last year.
I'm going to go with Ronald Acuna.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What's the next in the transaction log? I'll find out. Who hit the first home run at Truist Park? I will find out.
Let's see. Next on the transaction log, obviously we talked about Guillermo Heredia and Ender Inciarte. And then we optioned Johan Camargo back to AAA on the 15th. Signed Jonathan Lucroy to a minor league deal. So we've just been signing catchers and trading for catchers at the wazoo here lately. It's been like 4 or 5 catchers here in the last few weeks. Obviously, as we talk about what happened today as well. Interesting there. See what Lucroy will do. And then we got the big one. Huascar Noah fractured his right hand, punching a bench after his start in Sunday in Milwaukee. He broke his hand, and he's going to be out for a few months. You get the frustration, but obviously you understand the frustration from a player standpoint. I understand it. You get mad, but punching a bench, you can't really. That's just it was it's frustrating to even comprehend because of how well he was pitching and how
stupid that was.
How stupid it was and how rough it's going to be for the team because of how he's been our best pitcher so far this year. And our pitching has been so inconsistent, and he has been one of the few guys that has been consistent. Disappointing to see there from Huascar Ynoa. So hopefully we can have him back and Mike Soroka back. As Mike Soroka went under exploratory surgery on Monday as well. Hopefully he's going to be back. Brian Snichter said he is. They do plan for him to pitch in 2021. I would say it would be closer, maybe towards beginning of August, late July, would be my guess. Maybe a little bit before that, maybe around the All-Star break. But hopefully, Huascar Ynoa and Mike Soroka can come back. And we recalled Tucker Davidson, who pitched yesterday, as we record this on Wednesday. He looked great.
It did look good.
If you didn't watch the game, he was Slider looked great. He made one bad mislocation pitch to Jonathan Villar, who hit a 2-run homer. So 6 innings for him, 3 runs, I believe. Very efficient. I think he only had like 75 pitches or something like that. So very efficient baseball for him. We did send him down today. I do expect him hopefully to be back up. I think he will make another start, but just having an open roster spot for somebody in the bullpen, don't waste that roster spot on Tucker Davidson right now. Obviously, I think he'll be back. Obviously, we bring back Grant Dayton as well.
That was a corresponding move. So
that was the corresponding move. So hopefully, we do see this bullpen hopefully come into form. Hopefully in the next few weeks, or it's going to be a long season. And then the other, as we talked about, Ender Inciarte, and then happening about 2 hours ago or so, we traded for Kevin Smith from the Tampa Bay Rays in exchange for cash considerations.
Our very precious cash, Liberty Media's cash,
Liberty Media just loves handing out cash to people, but then they can't pay
they can't pay
Melanson $2.5 million to be our closer.
And that is partially on Alex Anthopoulos for spending $11 million on Drew Smiley. But
yes, I do agree with that. But I mean, 11 million should not put you in the hole. That is just bad. When 11 million is putting you in the hole, that's just, you have some bad owners. Kevin Smith has had 4 at-bats this season. He's 1 for 4 in those 4 at-bats. So
big sample size.
Obviously, he's probably just going to be a backup catcher for the most part. So nothing too crazy. You might see him twice a week, obviously with Contreras being the primary catcher. So
but for his career, I mean, is it career 271 hitter, 704 career OPS?
Not bad below average, means.
But he's not bad at all. I'm shocked we got him for cash. I mean, that's
I mean, not bad at all for a backup catcher.
He's 32 years old. So, he turns 33 next month. He's a little older, but I think that he could definitely be he's a veteran presence at the clubhouse, like Jonathan Lucroy. I think that they'll both compete for the backup catching job. That's if Jeff Mathis goes unclaimed.
So I assume Kevin Smith is on the roster. I would assume
he is on the roster. He will be active tonight. Okay. He will be active tonight. So,
because on here on the active oh wait, there it is. Okay, I missed it. My bad. I'm stupid.
Okay. So yes, Kevin Smith is active tonight. We don't know if we'll see him yet, but Contreras is starting and batting 7th, I believe. So it's really a shame. Why is Contreras hitting behind Dansby right now?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think any hitter is better than Dansby Swanson right now. I mean, Dansby's defense has been good, but holy cow, he's just a walking strikeout of the plate right at the moment. I mean, it's not even like he's swinging and missing at everything.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. You could throw him a meatball right down the middle, he'd probably swing and miss at this point. It's just been. It's been rough sailing for him, and then Ron Acuna
he has cooled down. It hasn't been.
He has cooled down. He's hitting 285 now. So
But
since
he was
coming back
hitting,
from that,
he was hitting above 400. So I mean, ever
he was hitting
since.
above 400. So he has dropped like 100 points in the last few weeks. So Ronald's cooled off mightily. I really, he's gonna get going eventually. I mean, you knew he wasn't gonna he wasn't gonna hit like he did to start the season the whole year. You knew it was gonna level out. He was gonna come back down to earth. The only problem is everybody else is still playing right now below the earth.
Yeah.
So
we're still only like 3 games back, or 3 or 4 games back, which is insane considering how poor we are.
I mean, the fact that we could have won if we
played.
had won 2 of 3 of these games, we had been tied for the lead in the NL East. It goes to show this is a long season. This is like I think I've said this in the podcast before. The NL East is going to be an absolute bloodbath. It's going to be teams just beating up on each other all year long.
I mean,
the winner might come out.
Speaking of bloodbaths, Jacob Webb kind of. That was very fitting.
You had to lead into it like that. Oh my god.
Well, I mean,
but it is the truth. I would like to say, shout out to Kevin Pillar on the way he handled it.
Yes.
Class act.
Woo.
If you didn't see the video, go to John Boy Media on Instagram.
Yeah, I actually
had an interview. You posted on your story, so if you haven't seen it, but
I posted it actually on our YouTube channel, which was kind of like, just in case like people wanted to watch it, I could watch it. It got almost 30,000 views.
Yeah.
And we have doubled our subscriber count over there. So I guess we're going to have to start posting over there more frequently.
If you guys are new to the podcast and you have subscribed to it, tell your friends about us. Get us to 100 subscribers. We're 40 away now. So
yeah.
We're at 60 right now. Get us to 100 by, let's get to 100 by the end of May. Why not?
Let's get us to 100 before the Braves reach the 500 mark again.
Yeah,
if they do.
I'm just trying to get above 500 for the first time this year, dude. Holy cow!
Every time we hit 500, we collapse. Like
this team gets to 500 and then forgets how to play the game of baseball. It has been like I don't even know. Like I at this point, every time we get to 500, I'm like, all right, back to a 4-game losing streak, which we lost. We only had a 3-game losing streak
this time.
Yeah,
I know.
So maybe it's starting to go down. Maybe we broke the curse, and maybe it'll be 2 and then 1, and then we'll eventually get about 500 eventually.
Yeah. Honestly, like so obviously you guys see the title of this episode. Should Braves fans, or should we be concerned about this team right now? Luke, what do you think?
This is a complicated question because I think the answer right now is yes. I think we have every reason to be concerned because the offense is I believe it was like 9th in runs coming into this series. So they've been good. We're first in home runs, which I feel like every home run we've hit has been a solo shot. That's the reason. Like, we don't have any runs. I think we're averaging about 4.5 runs a game right now. But the offense has we have this series where we score probably like 30 runs in a series, and then we'll score like 3 or 5 or whatever. I mean, we've scored. Let's see, we scored 3 yesterday. We've scored 4 runs in this series, compared to scoring 20 in the Milwaukee series. So inconsistent offense, and then obviously we talked about the bullpen and how bad they've been, and then I mean Ian Anderson and Waskar obviously not with the team, but we've had some guys step up. But Charlie Morton hasn't been good. Smiley's had 2 good starts recently, but nobody really other than that has sustained themselves, and I think we have every reason right now to be concerned with how this team is trending.
So I'm going to say, I'm going to answer this question as well, but I will say that, yes, I am very concerned about this team. I think for the last few episodes, we've kind of been playing it off like, we're going to turn it around. And we've been saying that for a month and a half, and it hasn't happened. So,
yeah,
we've had we've had time to fix things and get going. We haven't done it. And I think it's very clear that this Braves team is struggling big time.
But I would like to say, as we do sit here, we're 19-23. Obviously, we know the Nationals a few years ago. After 60 games, we're 19-31. So it is possible. We have all the tools for this team to obviously we went to game 7 with the Dodgers last year. This team is capable. We know they're capable. It's just a matter of time. It's, I mean, I know we say it all the time. This team's going to get back on track. I want to believe that. I haven't seen it yet. But it is obviously not impossible. The Nationals won the World Series when they were 12 games under 500 after the first 60 games. So I would just like to point that out. Obviously that's, how likely is that? I don't know, but it is not impossible.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the standings right now. We have the worst run differential in the National League East right now, with -18.
The team the only team in the NL East with a positive run differential is the Marlins, and
it's 0-0.
Yeah, they're at 0 now. So,
well, they're not last; they're actually 4th. But if we lose today and the Nationals and Marlins win, we are going to be in last place. And honestly, at this point, I will not be surprised. I am absolutely shocked that we're only 4 games back. That is absolutely shocking to me.
The fact that if we win tonight, we'll be 3 games back, and we're 3 games under 500. We have the Pirates coming into town. The Pirates haven't. I mean, I think they started to exceed expectations. They've come back down to earth. But the Pirates. This is the series that I look at as a fan, if you don't win this series, I think there is legitimate reason to be like, all right, this team just isn't good. And I think if we don't win 3 or 4 at least or sweep, I think there's legitimate concern.
Yeah. So I'd say right now we should definitely be concerned about this team, but we shouldn't be too concerned unless we look bad against the freaking Pittsburgh Pirates, because the Pirates. I mean, look at their team. So it's basically a double-A team.
I don't know when you're going to put this out. I assume either tonight or tomorrow.
Tonight. It will be out tonight.
It'll be out tonight. So if you're listening to this before the Pirates series or a game after, or whenever you're listening to this, if we do not win the series against the Pittsburgh Pirates, you can sound the alarms. I think that's legitimately concerning if you can't beat the Pirates if you win 3, if you split it, I'm still concerned. If you lose it, I don't even know what to think anymore.
Yeah.
But I think you got to win at least 3 or 4. I would, obviously you would like a sweep, but sweeping a 4-game set is probably the most impossible thing to do. But I think, I keep thinking to myself, the A's got off to a 1-7 start and then they won 12 straight. I keep thinking the Braves are going to do it, but I mean, this team just, they haven't shown the consistency. So,
and I put out a poll last night after we lost. But actually, wait, hang on. But one more thing about Kevin Pillar, Jacob Webb looked really shaken up after that. And Jacob Webb's been getting a lot of crap as well, just because he hasn't performed very well this year. I kind of do feel bad for Jacob Webb a bit.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're all humans. It's more than a game, and I mean, you saw it. Jacob Webb is he's a good person. You can
he's
tell.
A human
obviously.
being. He's a
human. We're
being.
all human beings. And I posted something on Twitter. Or I commented something on Twitter yesterday on the Braves. The Braves or Bally's one of Bally's tweets, and said Jacob Webb isn't any of the Braves fans' favorite, but he's a human being, and he feels worse than anybody. It disgusts me sometimes how toxic the Braves fans can be, because there was a lot of comments in there talking about how horrible Jacob Webb was, and I'm like,
and the Braves fans were posting stuff all over the Mets pages. Kevin Pillar's comment or his Instagram comments were just filled with we're so sorry, this guy shouldn't even been in the game, this guy can't even pitch anyways, we're so sorry. That's just making it worse. Kevin Pillar, you saw what he had to say about Jacob Webb. He knew it was unintentional. He knew that it wasn't trying to hit him with the bases loaded, 1-run game. Definitely not trying to hit him in the face. I mean,
yeah.
And I don't know if they haven't really shown this clip very much. I saw it. I don't know when they showed it, but when Jacob Webb was back in the dugout, he had teary eyes and everything, and you could tell just how bad he felt. And Kevin Seitzer and a bunch of coaches went over there to like talk with him and be like, "Hey man, it's okay. It's perfectly okay." And Kevin Pillar,
listen, Pilar said in his
I don't
in
even
his
think
inter-
we've
or
actually
in
like,
his
I don't think we've actually said what happened. But if you didn't know,
if you're
Jake,
living under a rock at this point.
but you know, I mean, it's still potential. I mean that could still happen. But if you're not aware of what happened, if you weren't able to watch the game, if you haven't seen the clip, Jacob Webb, I believe this is like the 7th inning, 2 outs, 1-2 count to Kevin Pillar with the bases loaded. We were down 1-0. You know, big pitch in the game. You know, if we get him, you know, we're only down by 1 run. But 94 mile an hour fastball gets away from Webb and up and in, nailed Kevin Pillar right in the face, right in the nose. Tons of blood. I mean, it was extremely graphic.
I mean, you could tell right from when it hit him, it was not good. I mean, if you listen to the game or watched it live, you tell by Chip Carey's reaction. It was, I mean, it was a scary moment for whether you're, I mean, just a human being in general, baseball fan. You know, if that's happened. I mean, if you've been hit by a baseball before, if you played, you know the feeling. It hurts. You know it.
I mean,
and
I've never gotten hit in the face, but
yeah,
like,
I've been hit in the helmet. I've been hit in the side
I've
of
been
the
hit
head,
in the helmet.
but
Yeah,
not in the face. But really, I do want to reiterate again. Shout out to Kevin Pillar on the way he handled it. There's a lot of different ways he could have handled it, and he took, it's so hard to, like after you get hit in the face by a guy to then obviously Jacob Webb reached out to him and they talked that night and I think the next day. So shout out to Kevin Pillar on the way he handled it and being a good man and a good person. So
we could actually play that audio real quick as well about Kevin Pillar's like with a bloody nose and everything about you know, the situation and everything. This is on John Boy Media's Instagram. This is what he had to say. Let me get it pulled up real quick. Oh yeah, and then we got to talk about the White Sox situation. But yeah, this is what Kevin Pillar had to say, and Brian Snicker also exchanged texts with him as well, and just like made sure everything was okay and everything. But Kevin Pillar did suffer multiple nasal fractures. Luckily, nothing he can't come back from. Luckily, it didn't hit like an eye socket or anything.
It was a 10-day DL or IL stint, excuse me. So that is great news. For I did struggle with that. So that is great news. That hopefully it won't be too long before we see him back on the field. And yeah.
Okay, so this is what Kevin Pillar had to say to the media.
I know in this scenario, I can't speak about all his scenarios, but I know this guy didn't want to hit me. I know he didn't want to hit me in the face. The bases were loaded and it was a 1-0 game and accidents do happen. So, in that regard, there's, I know he feels bad. I know me and him have talked last night, today, and I'm almost more worried about him than I am myself because I know I saw his reaction and I know how tough that can be on someone who feels, responsible for someone getting injured, how he feels. And I just tried to relay that message to him that, I know that it was unintentional and he needs to continue to be confident and believe in himself and his stuff, and that I'll be fine.
So that's what he had to say. Gotta give a little shout out to Kevin Pillar there. That's a class act by him to, put Jacob Webb in front of himself there, and just overall, I gained a lot of respect for him. And like I remember a few years ago, he had this incident with the Braves in Atlanta. He was with the Blue Jays. Yelled out a slur to Jason Mott. Remember him? After striking out, after he quick pitched him. After not quick pitched him, he yelled out, something not very nice, and was suspended for it. But that happened in Atlanta. Benches emptied. I mean, there wasn't really anything no physical altercation or anything there. But I do really appreciate the fact that Kevin Pillar was this definitely makes up for that. I'll admit, this is, this guy has every right to be completely pissed off about the situation. But no, he comes out. I think who said that? Was it Lindor that said he came in the next day and was just like, well, I'm in the lineup or what? I think someone on the Mets said that.
Yeah, I think I
Clark
saw
came
it
in.
as well. I don't remember who it was, but I do.
I think it was
remember,
Lindor,
yes.
but I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm glad he's okay. I don't know how long he's going to be out. We have no idea. Had surgery on it in Atlanta and everything, but yeah. Also, before we get to the White Sox situation, we do want to also talk about the injuries going on around Major League Baseball right now. There are, I don't know what the science is behind all these injuries, but Mike Trout just went down for 6 to 8 weeks with a calf strain. I believe Corey Seager didn't he have I don't know what happened to Corey Seager. I know
Corey Seager he fractured hand
fractured
or something
hand,
with
I
his
think?
hand. He got hit in the hand.
So there goes my top 2 fantasy picks of my team that's already been struggling.
Yeah, I have
this is my IL right now. Oh yeah, and Michael Conforto's on. Well, basically the Mets are a walking IL right now, but
they're still first place. So
yeah, they have McNeil on the IL. They have Syndergaard on the IL. They have DeGrom on the IL. They have Conforto on the IL. They have Nimmo. Did I say McNeil? I don't even know at this point. And Seth Lugo's on the IL. That's a lot of their star players. The only guy they really have left is I guess 2 guys. They have left are Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor. Everyone else is just hurt, basically. I mean, their rotation is still I don't even know.
Yeah, my IL, I mean, Ketel Marte's been out for I don't even know how long now. He's been out for like a month. And then I had Noah. Pomeranz is also out. So not particularly.
I had to drop somebody. What? Let me see. Recent activity. Let's see. Filters. Okay, my team. So I had to drop Aaron Hicks because he's on the IL. So he's gone for my team now because my IL is it's you can only have 3 guys on IL in fantasy, and I have 5 guys on my team on the IL right now. Carrasco, still waiting on him to come back. Carlos Carrasco, he's on the IL too for the Mets. Kind of forgot about him, but he was playing catch in Atlanta on Wednesday. So, hopefully he's going to be coming back. Well, I mean, just as a baseball fan, not as a Braves fan. I hope every time he faces the Braves, I hope he sucks. But hopefully Carrasco's back at some point soon. Steven Strasburg's been out for a little while. He's on my team. He threw 55 pitches in a bullpen session on Tuesday, so he's on the right track to come back. Eric Hosmer is on the COVID list. A lot of the Padres are. Tatis went down with COVID. Many guys on the Padres team went down.
Yeah, the Padres I believe the Padres lead the league with ILs. Guys on the IL with 16, and then the Mets are right behind them with 13. So
yeah. So and then I lost Corey Seager for how long is he? I don't even think he has a timetable to return.
Yeah,
he won't require surgery, but at least 4 weeks. So that's a big loss for me.
The MLB is dropping like a bunch of it's been unbelievable.
So my IL right now for my fantasy team: Carrasco, Strasburg, Conforto, Seager, and Mike Trout. I'm struggling there, and keep in mind I did have to drop Aaron Hicks as well, so that would have been 6 guys. So. And my other fantasy team, let's see. This one's doing a lot better. I'm 6-0. Oh, Carson Kelly, you remember him from the Diamondback series? He was tearing it up. He's on the IL now. Alberto Mondesi's out. Cody Bellinger's out. Carlos Carrasco, I have him.
I completely forgot. Cody Bellinger he hasn't played a game at all this year, has he?
I know, it's amazing. He's on my fantasy team but he's on my fantasy team and he's been out forever. But I'm still 6-0. So, but my other league I'm 1-5. But
And then
I mean,
also,
the thing is, I've been scoring, but like I've just been running into like everyone who's hot on the other teams. I feel
another
like
guy on the IL, Christian Yelich as well.
Christian
he
Yelich
went,
as well.
he went back on the IL after coming back for like one game a few weeks ago. I don't even know if we mentioned that last week. I don't know.
I don't think we did.
But
Hosmer is back actually.
holy cow!
Eric Hosmer is back today.
Oh, he is.
He is back today. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's on my bench. But anyways, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Major League Baseball. I think that it could have something to do with last season being so short and like such a light workload. And all of a sudden this time, it's not necessarily it's not a sprint. It's a marathon this year.
Also,
So,
another one I just remembered, Jose Abreu. He's not on the IL, but he's right now. I think he's maybe supposed to miss a few more days with a thumb injury, sliding into home to beat somebody.
So actually, Tatis is also back today, so that's more than that. Donovan Solano, or actually no, Wilmer Flores of the Dodgers, he's on the IL. And we forgot to mention that the Mets starting pitcher on Monday, Taijuan Walker, had to leave the game with some sort of injury. He was this was literally 1 minute ago. He's going to be placed on the IL. So another one for the Mets.
Smokes.
So another one for the Mets. So basically, what we're saying is tonight's game is actually moved to Grady Memorial Hospital.
Yeah, we were joking about.
We're basically we're basically going to be playing. Basically, we could literally make a team out of everyone who's hurt right now.
We're basically playing,
and then obviously
Kevin
Pillar,
Syracuse. The Syracuse
Kevin Pillar is
Mets
obviously
right
going to be
now.
on the IL too.
We're essentially playing the Syracuse Mets right now.
I mean, we had to play a guy named Joneshwi Farkas. I don't know,
yeah, Joneshwi Vargas, and there was and then Khalil Lee. I knew who Khalil Lee was.
Yeah, I did too.
But I didn't even know this was his making his major league debut. So
I didn't know either. But he was.
I thought he had been up before.
Yeah, I did too. But he pinch ran. That was his major league debut. He pinch ran for Pilar after that ordeal.
Yeah. And then
a big blow that came out pretty recently. Orioles, Chris Davis out for the year.
Yikes. Oh no! What will they do?
Yeah. So he will undergo arthroscopic surgery on his left hip.
Left hit.
Yeah.
He doesn't get hits.
He doesn't really get any hits. So
I think the last time Chris Davis got a hit was 2012.
Yeah.
No, he won. What year did he win the home run crown? 2013.
It was 2013.
2013.
Actually, and 2015 as well. He did it twice.
Oh.
He
was that year they had 50 at the All-Star break? Was that 2013? I mean, he had 40 something at the All-Star break.
Yeah, he had 53 that year.
Holy smokes!
138 RBIs.
Good grief!
But he also had 199 strikeouts.
Hey, if you can hit 53 bombs with 138 RBIs, I don't care how many times you strike out.
Unless you're Dansby Swanson.
Dansby Swanson.
Then you're probably. There's no way Dansby Swanson's ever going to hit 53 home runs unless he, takes some lessons from Jose Canseco. But
Jose, let's go.
Jose Canseco. Actually, should I play that as well? That little cameo thing.
Oh my god.
So this is wait. Okay, never mind. Did he cuss in this? I don't think he did.
I don't know. He probably did. He's Jose Canseco.
Yeah, he probably did. But anyways, we were just going through Cameo and just seeing who we could get to give us a little shout out thing on the podcast or whatever, or something to promote. And we found Jose Canseco, and this is just hilarious. We won't spoil it for you. I gotta find it. I have it saved somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Okay, I got it. Okay. This is hilarious. Let me make sure my settings are on right. All right. So this is Jose Canseco's message. I don't know who this is to, but this one is kind of messed up. I know we're completely wasting time now. But once we actually start recording more, these episodes are gonna be shorter. So we promise that. Anyways, this is what Jose Canseco had to say to this guy. This is a little 41-second clip. So just enjoy.
Hey, Canseco, listen, I want to wish you happy 40th birthday. You're a firefighter. Thank you for your service. We appreciate it. I see you got COVID in February. I hope you're fighting that off, and I hope you're well. And a month later, you got hit by a car. Jesus Christ, dude. Well, my advice to you would be stay out of the street, stay out of front of cars. You're running into some serious bad luck. Again, happy 40th birthday. I hope you get over that COVID really fast if you haven't already. And stay out of the street. When a car's coming, just jump out of the way early. Happy birthday, buddy.
Oh, I can't help but laugh at that.
When we first heard that,
It gets me every time.
I died. I literally laughed for
No, because the first time we weren't expecting it, but now it's still funny.
We had no idea what it was. We just wanted to hear what Jose Canseco had to say to this guy.
And then you got hit by a car, and you're like,
you got hit by a car. Jesus
That's a
Christ.
curveball, dude. You can't do that.
What? And then whoever it was who like purchased this cameo video, like wanted Jose Canseco to give this guy advice. Imagine getting advice from Jose Canseco. Oh goodness! That's good. That's good advice, though. I mean,
stay out of the street. 2021. Jose Canseco. Shout out.
Do not get hit by a car. Basically.
Do we want to talk about the Yerman Mercedes?
Let's
Tony La Russa situation.
Or do you want to talk about that after we do a walloped? Because we'll have a little bit of downtime in between.
Yeah, might as well.
We can do a walloped real quick.
You want to? We finally had our first walloped of the second wallop.
This is the third.
Both by Austin Riley, I believe.
Third. We had
third.
We had Ozzy doing as well.
Oh, so third one of the season, first in a while. Courtesy of Austin Riley for the second time.
We have not had one in so long. It's crazy.
So,
but anyways,
hopefully we're having more of those, and hopefully like a grand slam or something.
We do not want to run out of these, but unfortunately, if we do have to, if we are going to record more often, we're going to run out of these. So I guess at that time we'll just we might just wait a while if we ever run out of these, which we probably will at this point because Chip Carey does not like saying walloped anymore apparently. So. And also because we're not really hitting, and we're hitting some homers, but we're not really hitting exciting homers because they're all solo. So.
Yeah, hopefully, dude. I'm hoping. We're hoping. I mean,
we are hoping.
As much as we bash and we are concerned, we're always hoping that this. We really hope. Right. I mean, we're concerned, but we really hope that it turns around. Anyways, sorry.
All right. So this one.
Go ahead.
Comes from September 13th, 2020.
September 13th, 2020. I'm going to go with Marcell Ozuna.
No. I know you were on a roll before this episode.
Ozzy Albies.
Yes. There we go. Second try.
Let's go. Okay. Second try.
But you were at like a little streak going like the first guess.
I did have a streak going.
Anyways. Jose Canseco. What a guy.
Gets me every time, dude. I don't know why.
Hopefully we're not alone. And Jose Canseco, I feel like we have to dedicate an entire episode to that guy because he's just a different breed. Anyways, Ozzy Albies, this was no fans, so it'll be kind of quiet. But this one actually came at Nationals Park, so it's actually how when we're on the road, I mean last year and this year, Chip Carey and Jeff Francoeur are doing it remotely from Truist Park, so. Actually saying walloped when they're watching a game on a screen, it's kind of impressive. Good job. Good job, Chip Carey. So, got to give him a little extra credit for this one. Anyways, this one, who is this against? This was in the 6th inning off of Max Scherzer. 119th pitch of the game in the 6th inning. A 4-4 tie. This gave us a 6-4 lead in the 6th. So, here we go. Ozzy Albies. September 13th, 2020.
Here's Ozzy. Swing and another fly ball. Wallop center again. This one might go. It does go. 2 more 2-run homers for Atlanta, and the Braves are back in front.
I'm just gonna get through those 2020 clips like really fast because like without fans, it just sounds so dead.
Yeah, it's just like nothing going on.
But
Oh,
anyways,
and speaking of Fernando Tatis being back, he just hit his 10th homer of the year.
he's back.
He's back, guys.
I mean, was he ever gone? That's the biggest question.
I don't know.
Question.
Maybe, I don't know.
Anyways,
Anyways,
so let's talk about this. Your mean Mercedes, Tony La Russa, White Sox, Tyler Duffy, Twins situation.
I don't
and
even know
Astudillo as well.
Where do you even begin? Is the real question.
So, little background information. First of all, okay, I guess this is where we'll begin. The Twins, the Twins, the Braves are not even the most disappointing team in baseball this year. It is the Minnesota Twins. They were supposed to be at the top of that division, at least second place.
They're the worst team in baseball right now.
They're dead last. I think. What's their record right now?
It's
like bad.
13-27, I think. Hang on,
They
lost
14,
today.
They're 14-27 right now. So they're absolutely atrocious, and with the team that they have, there's no excuse for that. Byron Buxton, I know he's hurt. Another guy who's hurt. We're listing out everyone who has been hurt. We forgot to mention Byron Buxton.
Donaldson's been great. Cruz has been great.
Cruz is never not great.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Sano's a good player. Simmons is a good player. They have Simmons.
But anyways,
they have a very talented team.
The background is so.
So we'll give a little scenario. Was it 15-4 in the ninth inning?
It was 15-4. Yes, that is.
So correct. It was 15-4 in the ninth inning. So the Twins. If you haven't been following baseball too much, or like just Major League Baseball in general, if you've been following the Braves, you might not be aware of this, legend of the making they have up in Minnesota named Williams Astudillo. Not the best player in the world by any means, but actually, I want to send Luke this little thing real quick.
Oh no,
it's not bad, but Williams Astudillo is actually he doesn't strike out, basically. So look at the strikeout numbers for Williams Astudillo.
Wow, holy.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize that, but the most he ever struck out in any full season in the pros, minor league, major leagues, is 20. He has not struck out more than 20 times at any level in a season.
That's impressive.
That's out of this world. Good. But
he's
anyways,
also hitting 289 with 3 bombs, and 11 RBIs.
And not to mention, he has played every single position on the field except for shortstop, I believe, is the only one he has not played. Look, this guy's a little short, stocky center, or catcher, but he played center field. I can't even imagine this guy in center field. But anyways, he was on the mound. He whenever he pitches, he throws whenever he gets a chance to pitch, he throws 40 miles an hour, so 40 to 50 in that range, and he works fast too. He just he catches the ball from the catcher and he throws it immediately back. E-fist the entire time. So. He takes 3 straight pitches, or Yermin Mercedes of the White Sox, this young catcher who's leading the entire major leagues in batting average, I believe. I think he still is.
That is correct. Yes.
He's the one who started off this year 8 for 8, which is unbelievable. And ever since then, he hasn't really slowed down too much. He's hitting close to 400. And what a steal on fantasy for me. But anyways, that's past the point. That's not the point. But he takes 3 straight pitches, all 3 of them balls. The 4th pitch, he sits on it, absolutely tees off, hits one just to the right of the bullpen, left center field. And Williams Astudillo, just his expression on his face doesn't really change. He's just like, okay. I'm not going to do a John Boy breakdown right now of it, but if you want to see his breakdown on it, he's posted it. But Yermin Mercedes, obviously he's a young stud, and he rounds the bases and everything. Not a big problem, except the Twins announcer, one of them said, I don't know if this was TV, radio, I don't know, said, I don't get that. I don't like that. Typical, mindset.
Typical boomer, old guy.
Hey, listen, if you're an old guy listening to this podcast, we're not trying to say you're all like this, but a lot of the older generation of baseball minded people tend to, focus on feelings, everyone's feelings. They want to make sure good sportsmanship. If that's not even a good word for it, but it's just,
I would just
bad.
like to say this.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Obviously my roommate, he gave me an interesting thing. He's getting paid $500K. This guy is not getting paid millions of dollars. He has to prove. He is there to prove. He has a job to do. That is his job. He is getting paid to hit baseballs. And I don't see, if this was like, say, whatever, this is a guy getting paid $400 million, but this is how this guy is going to get paid. He is getting paid $500K. And if he does not perform, he won't get paid. And
I mean, hey, look, if you have a position play on the mound already, first of all, that's just the other team saying, like, you know what, we give up. We don't care what happens the rest of the way.
Yep.
I mean, like literally, if you want them to compete for 27 outs, you put a pitcher out there. I don't care. You put a legitimate pitcher out there, not Williams Astudillo throwing 47-mile-an-hour ephesus. If you want to be competitive, then
I would just like to also say,
don't throw out. Don't put him in the game.
Yeah, the fact that he hit a 47-mile-an-hour pitch, 109 miles an hour, and 429.
Yeah, it was 4. I think it was 419. I believe 419 or 429. I don't know.
Something like that. 109 off the bat off a 47-mile-an-hour pitch. That's
insane.
That is like crazy impressive. That
and keep in mind, he is a catcher. So catchers aren't supposed to hit like that.
I mean, this guy's what? I think this guy's.
I guess he's kind of been playing DH a little bit.
I mean, he's chunky, but he's not. This guy isn't tall. He's like, I think he's maybe like 5'10", maybe. Maybe he's
a very short and stocky dude, just like Williams Astudillo.
Yeah, he's 5'11", but he's obviously big. He's 245, but he's only 5'11", and the fact that he can do that just impresses me even more.
So Williams Astudillo, for comparison, let me find it real quick. He is 5'9", 225. So really small guy, like height wise, but like big. And but he's played the outfield. He's played center field before, which is just crazy. Yeah. But I just, so this is the part where, the controversy comes in. Tony La Russa after the game said, I don't like it. I don't know, like, his exact comment.
He said it's breaking the unwritten rules of baseball. He's one of those guys, basically. He's
one of these guys who's,
I mean, obviously, La Russa, a Hall of Fame manager. Most people know about Tony La Russa, but dude, I mean, adapt or die. Like, good grief. We know you're like 700 years old, but like, I mean, and then the fact that he didn't bat well, and then so you got this whole situation. You said unwritten rules, whatever, and then then Tim Anderson tweeted something out like, keep doing your thing. Don't.
I think that was an Instagram comment. I think it was.
Or I think he posted something on Twitter today too, though.
Yeah, probably.
And then
Lance Lynn came to his defense as well.
They threw at him yesterday. And then after the game, Tony La Russa proceeds to say, I don't mind how the Twins handled it. The fact that he's not backing his players is
so there's John Boy posted a breakdown on this, and it just blows my mind. Like, just keep in mind that Tony La Russa, this is his first year managing again in 10 years. Last time he managed, he led the Cardinals to a World Series title back in 2011. So he hasn't been a manager for 10 years. He comes back and he doesn't know the rules of baseball. He didn't even know the runner on second, all that stuff. He didn't even know the rules of baseball. And now he's like bringing out the unwritten rules, saying it's so bad. And then Lucas Giolito chimed in a little bit. He said, no negativity. We all support your mean. We love home runs here. That's it. We're going to move on. So basically, and Tony La Russa, I believe, said that there's like nothing going on in the clubhouse. I have an office. They have lockers. I'm the one in charge here.
That was his comment after Lance Lynn commented. about
and
that.
he's saying like he's in charge and whatever, and like he said like his players are supporting him for this. He like said that a couple days ago, I think, and his players are behind him, and everything that we're seeing completely contradicts that. His players are going against what Tony La Russa is saying, and defending Yermin Mercedes. I think if you even ask the Twins players, like they don't care. They had already given up on that game.
Yeah, this is literally between like Tony La Russa and himself, I guess. Literally nobody's on Tony La Russa's side here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, when you have a really young, exciting team like the White Sox with guys like Tim Anderson, Yermin Mercedes, obviously you have MVP and Jose Abreu, Andrew Vaughn, Yohan Moncada, guys like that. This team is they're gonna have fun, much like Ronald Acuna or Tatis, any other one of these guys. And it's pathetic that guys like Tony La Russa are running the game into the ground.
Tony La Russa is still like chirping his mouth. He's still chirping. This was a tweet from 21 minutes ago. He says that the fact that he is a rookie and was excited helps explain why he just was clueless, but now he's got a clue. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this was so predictable when the White Sox first hired Tony La Russa. I think like the baseball world, first of all, was just like, what the heck are the White Sox doing? First of all, he fired Rick Renteria, who led the White Sox to the postseason for the first time in over a decade. And then you fired him. You brought back this old guy who hasn't managed in 10 years. And
he already had his off the field issues.
With a DUI. With a DUI. It wasn't even his first DUI. He has had multiple. And the White Sox were aware of it.
The only reason he hasn't gotten the can yet is because the White Sox had the best record in baseball. If this team was struggling, he would have already been gone by now.
And another thing is, like, when he was originally hired, everyone was just like, why is this old guy who hasn't managed in 10 years come manage? Like, he's almost like 80 years old. Why is he coming to manage a team full of these young, exciting, flashy guys? It doesn't make any sense. And this is so predictable.
It was probably the worst hire I've seen managerial-wise in a long time.
Like, look, I love, managers that have a long history of success. I mean, Tony La Russa has been a manager since 1979. But if you can't even stand up for your own players, you're saying, like, hitting a guy was, the right thing to do. When they're throwing at your star catcher who leads the American League in batting average, and you're defending them for saying that. You're not even defending your own team. You're making enemies on your own team, and you're completely you're in denial about everything that's going on. And it's ridiculous.
The fact that sorry, I lost my train of thought.
And the only reason that Tony La Russa still has a job, I guess there are two reasons. But first of all, honestly, I think a lot of people are asking, is this enough to get Tony La Russa fired?
At this point, I don't think so. I think with the way I don't think he will be fired. In my personal opinion, I think it's fire worthy when you don't back your players. I think that there's no like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. People don't in the clubhouse. That clubhouse all over the place. Obviously, all the players are together, but the players aren't on the side of Tony La Russa, and I think that shows. And I think it's. And I don't know, like, I think regardless of who the manager of this team was, I think this White Sox team is so talented and good that they probably would have been in the same position regardless of who their manager was. And
obviously, for them to not only fire Rick Renteria, the fact that they went to a guy who hasn't managed in 10 games, I guess their owner, I don't know his name or their names or anything. They're not owned by a corporation, they're not owned by anything like Liberty Media, DFA Liberty Media. That's their guy. Tony La Russa is their guy. I think if the White Sox were any other team, like if they were an underperforming team, if Tony La Russa was doing this as a manager of, let's say the Braves, he'd be gone. He would, like, there is no doubt. Like, first of all, he's doing this stuff and, the team team is obviously his team, the White Sox, are performing very well. I think that's kind of saving his job right now.
Yeah, that's like literally that's the only thing saving his job, I think.
And obviously the fact that, their owners think that Tony La Russa is the right guy for the job. It's a bad situation. It's obviously getting a lot of traction on social media, a lot of people chiming in their thoughts on it. And I don't think I've seen a single person on the side of Tony La Russa here.
I don't think there's anybody on the side of Tony. Maybe,
even though Tony La Russa says that the guys in the clubhouse are on his side, which is complete and total. I mean, like
you don't have
I guess I can say BS. It's my podcast.
Yeah,
BS. But it's total BS.
Yeah, it's BS. And I think there's like maybe one person that's on his side, and that's Rocco Baldelli, who's the manager of the Twins, and even him.
And I guess Tyler Duffy too, but.
Tyler Duffy, what was the point? I don't see the point of throwing at him. That was the stupidest. What?
And did you hear what Tony La Russa had to say about that as well? Like, not only it was the right thing to do or whatever, but what else he said about it?
What
he said it was just like, well, it was a sinker, so maybe it wasn't really trying, 100% trying to throw at him, and the throw it was behind him. That's I'm not making that up. Tony La Russa did say it was a sinker.
I mean, it was pretty obvious. Like Tyler Duffy stood there, he knew what he was doing. There wasn't it was pretty blatantly obvious what he was doing.
I don't know the umpiring crew exactly, but the home plate umpire went out and got his buddies together and was just like, should we toss him? Maybe should we toss him? I don't know. What should we do? And someone was just like, I think we should toss him, and everyone was just like, yeah, we should toss him. So they tossed him after convening by the mound. It was just a bad look for the umpiring crew too. Just make up your mind. Just do it. Obviously it was intentional. Just toss them. Apparently even Tony La Russa didn't even think it was intentional. And then he did think it was. I don't even know. Tony La Russa doesn't make any sense. He's an old guy.
I mean, he's literally the worst thing possible for baseball right now.
And the fact, I feel bad for the White Sox players.
Especially Yermin. I mean, the fact that he's being told, don't have fun. Don't show emotions on the field. Don't what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing as a community baseball, and as what is this? I think it's I don't know.
I'm just glad it's not my team, because if I was a White Sox fan right now,
yeah,
I would it's how would we feel if we were White Sox fans? How would we feel if this was?
I've seen it firsthand. With my friend being a White Sox fan. It's. I know. I think every White Sox fan right now wants Tony La Russa gone. Nobody.
It's a mess over there. It's a mess in Chicago. And
the team itself is not whatever. The team itself is one of the best teams in baseball, but the whatever is going on in the clubhouse is bad.
Yeah. And it's been, Lucas Giolito has had the backed him up. Lance Lynn has backed him up. Tim Anderson's on his side, and I don't know about other guys on the team, maybe Moncada or Abreu or other guys that they might have, but it's just a bad situation. I feel bad for the White Sox and their fans it's just a terrible situation up there.
Yeah.
And Tony La Russa is making everything worse by defending it over and over and over. And, none of the players that I know about are on his side. It's a bad look for the White Sox organization. It's a bad look for La Russa. And it's really, you cannot fault Yermin Mercedes for swinging 3-0 there. I mean, it's still a baseball. It still counts towards your stats. I mean, even if he was a legitimate pitcher, would Tony La Russa still be upset if it was I don't know anyone let's say Tyler Duffy was in the game pitching in the ninth inning. Should he have swung should Mercedes have swung 3-0? I don't know. But I think that, each pitch has to be competitive. First of all, and obviously at that point the Twins were not competitive. They had brought in Astudillo to pitch. That's when you just give up. I don't care about the outcome of this game anymore. We give up. We're throwing our short, stocky catcher who doesn't strike out on the mound. and it's just, and people are not happy with Snicker's decisions this year. And my message to you is just be glad we don't have Tony La Russa.
Hey, anybody's better than Tony La Russa.
Anybody. I think my dog could manage better than Tony La Russa.
I might become the manager of the White Sox.
Good luck with that.
Hey, I just need to make the lineup card. I don't need to do anything else. That team's so good and talented, they can do it on their own.
And they got depth too. So
I mean, I'll put Tim Anderson. It'll be Tim Anderson,
Moncada at third,
Moncada, Abreu,
Madrigal at second,
and then Vaughn. Probably
Vaughn at first, Abreu DH, Mercedes behind the plate, outfield. Who's in their outfield?
Right now, it's like Mendick and Lori Garcia, because Eloy and Luis Robert are obviously out for a while.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I was thinking, like, who the heck is in their outfield now?
Today it
Without
was
Eloy
Lori
or
Garcia,
Robert.
It was Lori Garcia, Billy Hamilton, and Jake Lamb. So how about that?
Billy Hamilton, our old friend. So, anyways, this hopefully we need to get on some of these rants about the Braves, but it's going to be hard to do and keep it clean and all that too as well. I don't know. Maybe we should start an unfiltered.
Now that we're, this is probably going to be the last, hopefully one of the last, like 2 hour. I mean, this hasn't been quite 2 hour podcast, but probably like an hour 40-ish.
Yeah.
So they're gonna obviously we're gonna be shooting them out 3 or 4 or that every 3 or 4 days. 3 or 4 days.
I thought you were like 3 or 4 times a week. I was just like,
no, 3 or 4 days. Every 3 or 4 days. So these will probably be shrunk into about an hour, which will be good for listening. So
yeah, I think, like, obviously
I know we've said that about every
episode the last
episode
2 months.
But now that I'm actually back and I'm in my setup now. Okay. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see my setup now. With the Braves flag behind me, and then I have my jersey on, and then
I'm gonna be working on my setup.
The lighting is a lot better than it was at school. So
I'm gonna be working on my setup as well. Probably gonna have some autographed baseballs and stuff behind me. There's a shelf right over here. Actually, can you see it on YouTube? If you're watching on YouTube.
I can see the Georgia helmet.
I don't know, you can kind of see right up there. We have some autographs. You can't even tell who they are. That's Bobby Cox. That's Pete Rose. That is Nate McLeod. I know who doesn't belong. I know.
Beast.
Which one doesn't belong? I guess. Wait, I guess Pete Rose is the Hall of Famer. So they're, 2 of the all-time greats, and then you have Nate McLeod, but. I guess you can make an argument for Pete Rose as well because he wasn't a Brave. I don't know. And Bobby Cox says he wasn't. I guess he did play a little bit, but not in the majors. I don't think. Did Bobby Cox play in the majors?
I don't know.
I know he's a minor leaguer at least at some point. Did Bobby Cox ever play in the majors? Yes, he was. For 2 years. In 1958 and 1959, Bob Cox was a third baseman for the New York Yankees. Good for you, Bobby. We miss you. We miss you. Well, I mean, it's not like you're going. We miss you as the manager, like you're still here with us. But I didn't want to sound like morbid or anything. But I don't know. Anyways, what we're doing to close out these episodes is we're going to go through all these Grand Slams. We've got another one this past week, and that was kind of unfortunate because we had a 7-run. I don't know. We had a good run up in Milwaukee. Also, we designated Jesse Biddle for assignment. We didn't bring that up, but we did after that monstrosity of whatever it was, 13 balls in a row. We had to get rid of him. So Jesse Biddle is gone. Well, I mean, if he goes unclaimed, he's going to be in the minors, but he's going to be gone from the Major League Club for the time being. So, which should be a relief for a lot of people. So. And then also Tucker Davidson was optioned. Jeff Mathis was designated for assignment. I think we discussed that a bit as well. So anyways, before we head out, we do want to, quick shout out to all of our Instagram, all our social media, the YouTube channel, email, everything is in the description. Promo code in the description as well on SeatGeek. Go buy your tickets, even though I know that, it's not really a great time to go see the Atlanta Braves play baseball, but go get your tickets, go see a game in like July, August or whatever. Hopefully we'll be better by then. So
yeah,
use the promo code. Helps me, helps you,
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get us to 100 subscribers.
Yes.
Get us to 1,000 subscribers. Get us to 1 million subscribers. Halfway there. Halfway to 1 million.
Halfway to 1 million. Man, 500,000 subscribers. We should have done something a little more special here. I think we should have I think we could have had like Freddie Freeman on the podcast for 500K,
Freddie just got an Instagram. Let's relax now.
He didn't just get an Instagram. He's had it for like
he's had it for
year.
a few months now.
He's had it for a few. It hasn't been a year.
Okay, he got it when he won MVP.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, true. Okay, well, yes, I think that. Did we really answer the? Should we be concerned? I guess we didn't really touch on it, for too long. But I would say, bullpen, huge issue. Offense, big issue right now. We have got to get our bats going. And then our rotation overall, I think our rotation's been great.
Something's going to click eventually. I feel like
I think our rotation is the only thing working for us right now. And, Smiley's been doing good. Was doing good. Freed's back.
Over the last 2 weeks, our starting rotation's been outstanding.
Except for that one start by Morton. But I think Morton always has like that one bad inning. He always has just one bad inning. And unfortunately, that one time that went like 2/3 of an inning. I mean, but I guess that time the one bad inning that he had just happened to be in the first inning. But he always just has that one inning that just sucks.
Hopefully he doesn't have that inning tonight as he's starting on the bump.
He is starting tonight against David Peterson.
So hopefully we can salvage the rubber match of this series, or not.
This is not the rubber match. I wish it was
the rubber match. My bad. Whatever.
I wish.
Whatever you call the trying to get swept. Avoid getting swept. I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
And hopefully, once we start recording more often, I think that we need to like discuss a little bit more about what's going on in the minor leagues. Drew Waters yesterday. Shout out to cousin Drew. Hit homers from both sides of the plate yesterday for Gwinnett. I believe Sean Kazmar hit a bomb yesterday. Big shout out to Kaz. Come on now.
Wait, Kaz.
I mean, I gotta go to Gwinnett game and just be like,
start him at
yo, Kaz, bro. Kazmar would be so much better than Dansby Swanson right now. I don't like, Kazmar could go 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. That's still better. He's as long as he just puts the bat on the ball. To be fair,
you could go 0 for 10, and if you can just put the ball in play like 8 times.
To be fair, he hasn't struck out in the major leagues for like 13 years. So respect.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
So, yes, Alex Anthopoulos, if you're listening, bring up Kazmar. No one is going to complain. The only time people are going to complain about you and a transaction involving Sean Kazmar is
Kazmar pitch. Can Kazmar pitch in the bullpen? Is that a thing? Kazmar, can you be our starting or closer?
Will Smith is. I mean, the thing is, I'll add this real quick. Josh Tomlin has looked bad recently, but I will defend Josh Tomlin. I think he is definitely a big part of that bullpen, and I think Snitker has been using him in terrible situations. He is our long reliever.
He has been in the wrong situations all year.
Like, why are we putting him in close games late? He is our long relief guy. This guy, I think if we need a guy to have a start here and there, Tomlin could also be that guy. Why is he in close games late? Tomlin, like, that is another issue that the Braves have got to figure out.
I want to see.
It's Snitker's bullpen management.
I want to see
Tomlin use him right.
Matzik Martin and Jackson. Hopefully in the later innings, in the next hopefully starting tonight. You see. I mean, I don't think Luke Jackson's going to become a closer. I think
Please
right now, no, I don't think that's the smart thing. I think right now, the only viable option is Chris Martin. I think he's our best option.
I do think that Will Smith, he's been put in a lot of non-save situations, which is every single time it backfires big time. I gave up a bomb to Tomas Nido. Was that last night? Yeah, I think it was last night.
Yes. And as soon as he hit it, I was like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. The fact that I felt nothing after last night's loss is kind of sad.
Yeah, I didn't. I just like made my recap and just the caption was just said good night.
I texted you. I was like, all right, see you boys in the morning. I'm going to bed, and then I just went up to my room and went to sleep.
Oh yeah. By the way, I was talking about what I posted on my story last night. Who would you rather watch right now, the Atlanta Braves or Gwinnett Stripers? And 72% of my followers said Gwinnett Stripers. That should just tell you the Atlanta Braves it is very hard to watch this team right now, and I cannot blame anyone. I would have said Gwinnett Stripers as well. 565 of you said Gwinnett Stripers. 215 said Atlanta Braves. Should we be concerned? I think just that number should tell you. Yes, we should be concerned. Anyways, you can see it like if like people who are verified voted. Interesting. Anyways, I have another verified follower now. Gabby Easterwood, a news reporter. I don't know where, but she's one of my new verified followers. So she said Atlanta Braves though. She's one of the few that said Atlanta Braves. Anyways, it's always fun to have. Connor Johnstone, or you remember him from?
Yep.
Or is it Johnston or Johnstone? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's
Johnston. I'm gonna say Johnston. I think that's how Shakira said it. I don't know though. He said Gwinnett Stripers, so I mean it's fair because he literally pitches for them. But so he's
like,
basically.
I'd rather watch.
He's watching his teammates, you know.
It's like, hey, I'd rather watch maybe he's gonna give him a call up, dude. Anybody at this point, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to try anybody at this point.
He's done well down there. So yes. Also, Mike Harris down in Rome, he's tearing the cover off the ball. So
yeah, Mike Harris is gonna. Mike Harris is gonna be a stud. Just keep an eye on Mike Harris.
Keep your eye on Mike Harris. He is so good. He's gonna be a star. He's gonna be.
Obviously, he wasn't like a top prospect. He's a prospect right now, but he's not our top 5 prospect. He's much like he reminds me a lot of like Ronald Acuna when he first he had that breakout year, and this is Mike Harris's first chance. As a minor leaguer, so
full season as a minor leaguer, and he's done great things at every single level, or high school, everything. He's always been a great hitter, a great base runner, great fielder.
The three Braves, Gwinnett Stripers, leading in OPS. So Orlando Arcia is number 2, Travis Demerit at number 4, and Johan Camargo at number 5.
Camargo's been good down there.
5.
Camargo has been good down there. Everyone down there has been good. Drew Waters as well. He got 3 hits last night. 2 homers.
Almonte sitting at 19. So we have 4 guys in Gwinnett that are above 1,000 OPS.
It's great. It is so great to see. Future is still bright. I mean, I know we're not even rebuilding anymore, but the future is still bright. I cannot wait. I mean, I know I love Marcell Ozuna and all, but once his contract expires or once he gets traded away or whatever happens to him, Mike Harris, the outfield of I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because we have Ozuna for next 4 years, and we have Pache as well. Pache, hopefully he can figure things out. But as of right now, I'm most excited to see the outfield of Waters, Acuna, and Mike Harris. I mean, I know I don't want to have Pache as the odd guy out, but the only one that's kind of out, but so far I just haven't seen it. He needs to keep developing.
And then who knows? Maybe we'll get the universal DH sometime. Who knows? And then maybe that'll be.
Can we have a pinch fielder? So we can put Pache out there, or instead of I want Pache in the field. I don't want him to hit. Is that possible?
Technically you can DH. It doesn't have to be for the pitcher.
Yeah, when Huascar, is on the mound, put him in the lineup, and then Pache in center field.
Hey, anyways, we're dragging
Anyways,
on. So let's.
Yes, we are. We are. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, anyways, I know this has been over 2 hours now. Anyways, but let's do a walloped a grand slam. I'm glad we did make some good points there at the end. So we did finally get a few points across. But anyways, this one was the last one that we did. Oh yeah, it was Tile Flowers. Remember that one? Anyways, this one comes from. Okay, my speaker's not on. This one comes from September 14th, 2017. Luke, who hit this one?
September 14th, 2017. Current player?
Is he a current player?
Or current Brave? No.
Current Brave? No. I guess I don't think he's. I don't know. I don't know where he is now.
September.
Is he playing? I don't know.
Or Kyle Tucker.
Kyle Tucker. Okay, Astros.
Or not Kyle. Preston Tucker.
Preston Tucker. No. Preston Tucker. No.
Not Kyle Tucker. Matt Adams.
No. Well, let me see if he's actually playing.
If he is, can you give me the team?
He's a free agent. Good luck.
Oh my! I don't know. Who is it?
Double play king, Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp? No way. He did grand slam. No chance.
I think this was I think this was probably. This might have been his last home run in a Braves uniform.
Good,
but I don't know. The fact that he was actually playing in the field, and he was the slowest guy I've ever seen in my life. He was slower than Brian McCann. Oh man, I did not enjoy watching Matt Kemp play. I really didn't. I mean, he would hit the occasional bomb and get an occasional bases clearing brawl, but that's about it.
Yep.
Anyways, that's about all we have time for. I mean, we should have said that about 30 minutes ago or an hour ago, but it's okay. Hopefully, if y'all have actually listened this entire time, we appreciate you so much. Hopefully, we can cut this down, chop this in half. Once we record
and I
more,
think
which
our
should be soon.
podcast. I think an hour podcast 3 or 4 times a week, or three
or 4 times a week.
Every 3. I keep saying that 2 times a week, about 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. Maybe we should have a set schedule about when we record and stuff like that.
We're gonna get on this.
Yeah.
So
anyways, this is Matt Kemp from September 14th, 2017. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's it.
This is okay. So this was against Brandon Kinsler. Scores 42 in the top of the 7th inning. Bases loaded, no outs. Well, of course it was bases loaded, but anyways, thank you all so much for listening, and we'll catch you all in episode 28 of Talking Braves. Hopefully, in the next couple days. So,
yeah. Peace, guys.
Thank y'all.
A couple of years in 2013 and 14, this guy was big. Fly ball hammer deep toward left. That ball is up and out of here. Matt Kemp has hit a grand slam.
Wow, we're so boring. Okay, do you want to go to a different one? Because that one was boring. That was so boring. It was so boring. I can't end the episode on that. Come on, Chip. So this one was in Miami. Oh shoot. Sorry, played a little bit of it.
Archaic is 4
okay.
against it.
Oh, in Miami, Ozzy Albies.
Yeah. Wait. This was against Drew Steckenrider. Shout out to him because he graduated from our high school.
Boy, Drew.
He's not a very good pitcher, but it's okay. Anyways, at least he made it. Oh, I mean, I guess, he's not a good major league pitcher. He's a good pitcher because he made it to the majors. But anyways, you get the point. Thank you all for listening. Catch you all on episode 28.
Peace, guys.
High fly ball hammered deep to right. Anderson's not going to get it. That ball